Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here we are discussing the 26th part of the PHP. So one of the person told that this everything basically the group who are into this business basically they might be 100% knowing that from 35,000 crore 35,000 basically uh, planets basically. Here basically I am not adding 35,000 crore, or we can add 35,000 also. So 35,000 basically is the planet basically who is giving the power supply to the PHP. So one of the person basically from satellite basically told here basically who is Sundar Pichai, Google basically. Then I told that basically he is a one Google employee basically. He is also basically creating problem in your life basically. So Sunil R. Nair basically told that yeah, I basically don't know him basically, but he is basically connected with your YouTube video, and he is basically removing the numbers basically. The number basically are more than 1 lakh. He is removing it, and he is basically telling that it's not 1 lakh, it's 100 basically. So one of the person told that yeah, why basically he is doing like this basically. He is basically from Tamil Nadu and staying in USA basically, that is United States of America basically. So one of the person told that Tamil Nadu basically is doing the is giving the is basically the are the investor basically of USA basically. So one of the person told that it might possible here basically, because Indian temple basically have lots of money basically. So they basically keeps on investing the money basically and keeps the control with them basically. But here one of the person told that they are basically just in front basically, but in real basically the satellite groups are basically controlling the stuff basically. So one of the person told that यार ये मतलब why basically he is creating problem to Sunil R. Nair basically. One of the satellite person only basically told that basically. And satellite group basically asked, do you have the image, do you have the photo of that particular person basically, Sundar Pichai? So Sunil R. Nair told that yes, basically I have it basically. You can basically Google it and tell basically Sundar Pichai. So how basically is looking basically, you will get the exact information. He is basically from Chennai basically, and he is also basically creating problem to Sunil R. Nair. So one of the person to the what is basically relationship with Sunil R. Nair and that person basically. It's just a one YouTube relation basically. So that YouTube video basically, few YouTube video basically he has hijacked and named in his property basically. Means he basically told that basically he has basically have this idea, this all this thing basically, and he is basically doing like this basically. So one of the person told that YouTube group basically also basically creating problem to Sunil R. Nair basically. So one of the person told that yeah, basically up to what level the things basically has connected basically. Up to what level the things basically is connected. So this topic basically we will keep on discussing basically. Again back to the original PHP, what actually the PHP. See basically, in this basically print statement is there, echo statement there. Both basically prints the screen only basically. But the difference is, see the difference basically. This is the difference basically, and echo basically use this type of syntax basically. This type of syntax is also possible. So one way, there are basically many ways basically in which prints basically are done. Display text basically, HTML markup basically you can add in echo, in break is there, break is there. So like this basically you can basically print this way also basically. You can print this way also, you can print this way also, you can have the HTML text also basically inside the echo basically. So you can just imagine basically up to what level the, so that one of the person told this is what basically, these all are the syntax, these all are the ways basically why the how the echo basically was designed. When echo basically was designed, that time basically like these things basically are there, and that is also connecting to the physical place basically. So one of the person तो कहीं ऐसा तो नहीं है, this whole thing basically Google also basically don't know, and he basically is creating problem to Sunil Nair in his life basically. That possibilities are there basically, because few things basically the American government also don't know. So that basically is the shameful American government basically. And somebody basically like Elon Musk basically is trying, and he is basically also might be connected basically. He is trying to he is basically experimenting each and every videos basically which is uploaded by Sunil Nair basically. Whether basically Sunil Nair is telling correct or not wrong basically. In that basically American government is not liking that basically. Why? Because lots of things basically American government don't know basically, and that basically insulting the American government basically. It's actually not insulting the American government, it's insulting the entire parliament house of the world basically, because not a single parliament house basically of the world basically know this basically which I am telling it basically. Physical place, PHP, this everything basically. So that's basically the problem, and that basically comes into in front of the public basically. So due to that basically parliament house is getting insulted. That's why basically the Sunil Nair basically videos are basically getting invisible basically in front of the public basically. So one of the person to the what is basically ongoing basically. Google basically is not able to understand the stuff. That's why basically they are also, but they are doing that only basically. Google basically has designed, they basically have their own cloud computing database basically. They have created their own algorithm of the database. Entire data basically are of the Google are basically stored into this algorithm basically, and this algorithm is basically, for example, 100 page of the Google basically which is getting displayed, that basically is stored in one algorithm, and that algorithm is basically connecting to the physical hard disk basically, and that hard disk address basically is given into the Google algorithm, that is the database algorithm. So basically nobody in this world basically can track. So one of the person to the how one simple address basically is connecting to the hard disk here basically. So one of the person to, if hijacker basically group will know this, then they will basically finish the Google basically. But that is not possible here basically. Google basically has kept their entire creation up to that level basically, that nobody in this world basically, even I am telling you, nobody in this satellite basically can hijack his database basically, because that kind of basically the brain basically they have used basically. Nobody in this world basically can hijack it. Why? Because they are connected with Sri Krishna God basically. Tamil Nadu department basically are connected with the Balaji department, and Balaji say that basically nobody in this world can hijack Sri Krishna creation basically. So one of the person told me, that is possible here, but this type of thing basically is possible. So one of the person told the Noval department basically might be knowing this basically, because from his roadmap only basically the data are getting passed. So he 100% might be knowing this basically. So again back to the normal topic basically. See basically co-print display. This is the text. Echo is getting single quotes basically. Also you can add. How to add that also basically is given. See the text. HTML text is given. The text is given, and then the again HTML text basically. Now basically the print basically. How the prints basically are getting used in the, see the print also. Same way basically it's getting print basically. Now basically back to the HTML types basically. Sorry, PHP types. String is there, integer is there, float is there, boolean is there, array is there, object is there, null is there, and source is there. In next video basically we are going to see a little more about this topic.